Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's live stream. I'm really excited for the whole upcoming week or couple of weeks really, as we start to. The easiest way that we decided to help clubs reopen was to be talking to clubs that had already started that journey and learning from them and seeing what they'd learned and what they can share with us. So I thought we'd go to the top of the pile and invite Tim Bateman, one of the most experienced golf operations managers in like the whole country. The Dunes Golf Course, so one of the Victoria's top ranked and number one ranked public access course, but top 20 courses in the country. So Tim Bateman, welcome to the Sports Community live stream.
Thanks, Steve. Pleasure to be here, mate.
Steve, right. How long have you been open?
We opened on Wednesday, the 13th of May. So, I came into work a couple of days prior to turn the phones on in anticipation of the Dan Andrews' announcement. And once we turned the phones on, let's just say it's been organised bedlam since then.
Well, it's good to put the organised bit in case the boss is listening, but it does seem that the pent-up frustration of golfers has overflowed back into the golf course. I mean, there seems to be a huge numbers coming back to golf for sure.
Yeah, look, definitely. From that Wednesday, we were close to being booked out most days. We had to make quite a few changes with how we run the business. So just like a couple of examples. We'd already made changes before the shutdown, but things like the flags not being taken out of the hole, the rakes taken out of the bunkers, all of the holes were lifted with special grommets. We've introduced, since we've reopened, all of our members' competitions are now done via a scoring app on their phone. So, that's been challenging to say the least with, say, our more senior golfers over 80, trying to get them to do their score on their phone. But hey, we're getting there, and it's been an interesting change, but it's been good.
Yeah, so you very much have got an older demographic down there on the Mornington Peninsula, and the members coming through. You got one of them at the desk now, have you?
Yeah, no, it's all right. If someone wanted some help, but we're all good.
How have the older members reacted to this social distancing requirement? Have they, given that they're in a high risk group, often many of them, have they naturally socially distanced, or are they just back to play golf as normal?
Look, majority have, but the people that you have to talk to in regards to social distancing tend to be the older ones. Look, I don't know why, but they've been the harder ones to educate in regards to, keeping your distance, and they're the ones at the higher risk. So yeah, look, it's been challenging, but look, it is what it is. You just have to deal with it as best as you can. But the older ones have been trickier, to be honest.
So are you using, typically courses will have course marshals to make sure everyone's moving fast enough, which is actually quite difficult in the dunes because it's taken 7,850 of my golf balls and it takes a while to find them. But are you using the marshals to kind of patrol or police that social distance?
Definitely doing as much as we can. In regards to keeping people's distancing and so no, we are using that more. But once they're out on the golf course, it doesn't seem to be as much of an issue. It's more just when they're sort of like congregating, coming in to pay and do little things like that. That's sort of been, once you're out on the golf course, it's quite easy, to be honest. It's more processing the golfers when they're here and getting their just takeaway food and drinks and just asking them to, because essentially our clubhouse is closed. We're just doing takeaway only. So
I was just about to ask that. So the toilets are open, change rooms and showers open, or?
So look, our toilets at the clubhouse are open, but essentially all the toilets out on course are closed. We're obviously having to clean things more than we used to. And yeah, we're doing just takeaway food and drinks. And we're also doing takeaway food and drinks from the 9th hole. People can call up and order their, egg and bacon roll or cheeseburger, and then we can have it ready for them when they come past the 9th green.
Well, and that's interesting, isn't it? Because the COVID's forcing a lot of changes and innovation, and one you've mentioned is getting the competition scoring online in the app. But as a and I'll use the term very liberally, as a golfer, being able to just order on a couple of holes out and have my food ready to go sounds like a logical innovation to keep going after it's all finished as well, I would have thought.
Oh, totally. Look, yeah, it's something we'd, I guess, discussed, but never actually put it into practice. And this has been a really good trial to see how it works. We've only been doing it for sort of about 4 days now, I think, but it's had great success. So it's probably something that we might even look at, keep going once this is all finished and done.
Well, it actually keep the golfers moving on the golf course a little bit quicker, isn't it? Because that 9th to 10th period is that traditional go and get a food, coffee, beer.
Correct. Yeah. So no, anything to help keep the golfers moving. Like we've had to increase our interval times for groups as well. Like so that we're doing, like a larger interval scale just so you can spread the golfers out as well. So yeah, if you have your field banked, if you have your field banked up on the 10th tee, that's not great. So yeah, obviously with what we're doing, that seems to be working well. So
okay. So then you're not getting the bank up of golfers, say, on the tees of the par threes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Because you've got less golfers out on the golf course. I mean, financially, that's not ideal, but it's just part of at least we're open. It's better than being shut for the last 6 weeks. So,
So take me from the car park to the first tee. So we walk in. Have you got kind of restrictions on or squares on the ground about where people can stand? And
look, we've got some crosses where we ask people to stand. It's tricky though. People. It's it's like it's just you can guide people, but it doesn't mean they're actually going to do it. Look, we're trying to limit cash. Most things that you will see at other businesses, we're doing our best. We've had to close the front door of our pro shop, so it's only sort of one person at a time in the pro shop. And I guess we're just trying to process the golfers as fast as we can. We do ask for prepayment where we can, so that obviously assists our online payments. People book and pay online. So we have single-use carts as well, so you can't share golf carts unless you live together. So that's another change that's happened as well, which then, you go through more golf carts, then you have to wash more golf carts. So everything's just compounded all the time in regards to how you're having to deal with the situation.
So are you communicating these changes to the members and the golfers prior to them, or how are you?
So I mean, like all our members are aware of what happens, and look, it's almost a common. I would presume every golf course will be doing the same thing with the golf carts in regards to single use only. So, golfers are most 98% would be fully understanding of what most golfers are just happy to be here. We got the amount of people that are so excited just to walk through the doors and use the facilities. You don't have many issues with that at all.
No. And so when they walk through the doors, are you asking them to disinfect? Are they bringing their own disinfectant?
Look, we've got sanitizer. We've got.
You always have.
There, but to be honest, we and our owners' mentality is we put the onus back on the person. If you do the right thing, you don't have it. If everybody's in it together, so there's only so much the staff can do. People need to be aware of their responsibilities.
Yeah. So and I know, Tim, that you're a prolific sportsman in other sports, cricket and tennis and basketball. What would be some of the tips that from the week that you've had, if you're talking to those clubs that are really just starting to get their mind around, their guidelines are only just starting to come out and they're just seeing the significant changes? What would be some of the tips that you could could give to those sorts of kind of more broader
Yeah,
sports, group sports?
it's tricky. I mean, I'm a member of a tennis club at Dramana, and I think we can go back for a hit, pretty shortly. Oh, look, it's hard. It's just common sense. It's just educating and just educating the staff for getting people just to do the right thing. I mean, there's not essentially a great deal of tips that I can say, this is what you need to do. It's more just people needing to know that, you do the right thing and your business will be fine and your people will still be able to do what they want to do. And that for us, it's just going out and playing golf. I mean, it's easily one of the most socially distancing things you can do anyway. I mean, you can't get too close to another golfer, you'll get killed. So, you know what I mean? It's just, and then, if people are in their own golf cart, like people on the driving range, our driving range is open. We wash the balls every night. We sanitize everything. Socially distancing on the driving range, it happens naturally.
Yeah, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to I was really keen to start with yourself, Tim, and a golf club as we start this journey exploring different sports, because the act of golf, particularly the way I play it, is really it's a socially, you're more than 1.5 meters apart.
Yeah.
Even in the photo on screen at the moment, you're nearly 1.5 meters apart, just naturally the way that you play golf. So I was really interested to see where the other things, people coming in, coming out, and what the changes and the innovations. The other thing that's curious to me is, are people coming in? Because golfers often come together in cars, and it's hard to socially distance in a car. Are you seeing that people still coming together in pairs and groups in cars, or are they?
I think they are, to be honest. I mean, people are staggering in more than they used to, like, for example, our car park on the weekend was, at almost at capacity, which would maybe say that, people are coming separately in cars. But look, that's a tricky one. It's hard. I don't have the answer in regards to what they are doing, but my guess is most people are coming in their own cars, whereas normally you and your mates would come down in a group of four, and you come in one car. That's an interesting point.
Yeah, cool. It's really, I've found it fascinating looking at how the COVID shut down, and then the quite strict restrictions coming back out, which, as you say, much better to have the restrictions than have the course shut. A driving innovation, and it'll be really interesting to see what you do keep once it all goes back to normal, because I think, particularly with your older members, if they're used to the online scoring app, it makes a lot more sense to do that ongoing than writing in cards.
Yeah, totally. So we're trying to push forward with that to, potentially just keep that going once everything's back to normality. So we'll just play it by ear, but why not?
And just one more question, just to explore that, because thinking about it, that's probably one of the areas of biggest resistance, is trying to get technological use into a very senior group of traditionalists. How have they responded to that? Like, did you have to train them? Did you have to download the app for some of them?
Let's just say that we've used our fair share. Like, the staff have used their fair share of phones trying to train train all the senior guys and girls of how to do it. But 90% is positive. Yeah.
And I think that's a really important thing as we look forward, is going, well, what parts of the new methodology and new processes do we need to train and support as we introduce? So, Tim, thank you. As you very well know, we could talk for hours on sport and golf. So I know the phones have been ringing off the hook where you've jumped on, and you're looking at the people at the counter as we talk. So Thank you so much for carving out 15 minutes of your time and sharing your knowledge and your experience with us at Sports Community.
No worries, Steve. Pleasure, mate. We'll catch up soon.
All right, no worries, mate. Thank you very much. So tomorrow, what day are we up to? Today's Thursday. So tomorrow it is Esport Friday, which will be cool as Cameron takes us on that journey for people like my good self who know nothing about esport. Why we're looking at tomorrow is why do all esport players wear headphones and seem to commentate themselves like they think they're Richie Benno, and how do the audiences come in and how are they interacting with the players? So that's tomorrow in Esport Friday. Then next week we've got karting clubs, soccer clubs, football clubs, tennis clubs, the Australian Sports Foundation with a new fundraising strategy and a new way to support clubs, all coming on next week in the Sports Community live stream. So I'm Steve Pallas, and until tomorrow, thank you very much for being part of our Sports Community. Awesome, mate.